Scream for me, Portland. Yeah. What's up, everyone? Yeah, right. I got it. That's the groupie complex right there, right?
That's a good intro.
Yeah, that's my that riff I wrote was very rat inspired. That's gonna be my next song.
Doing it, Eric.
So what's up, everyone? You know what we're here for? We are here to talk about this opus of a record that just came out from Ghost. What was the release date on this thing?
April 25th.
25th, and it
Am
landed
I right?
and it landed into the Billboard 100 or 200 charts at number
4
one.
4 days later.
4 days later, yep. And guess what? I just checked the billboards and it's nowhere to be found on there. It's like I'm thinking, like, did it just already drop off the billboard?
What?
I went through all 200.
Blasted right off. It just went, and it
Yeah,
couldn't
I mean that's what happened.
going.
I remember that happened to Bon Jovi's album that came out last year, whatever. It was,
my God!
Within like 3 days, it was like off. But like I would think Ghost would at least last longer in it because what's that other band that they're kind of competing with, but they're not competing is Sleep Token, and so Sleep Token knocked them out of number one, and I think almost knocked out some pop star or whatever they were competing. But Sleep Token's still in there at number 5. So I don't know how good that album is. I mean, I bought their last album. I'm trying to get into them, but it's just like, it's like. Can't really figure them out.
Yeah.
I mean, and I don't care if they're metal or not. People this whole thing about Ghosts. Like, is it metal? Is it metal? Is it metal? They're not metal.
Oh my God.
That's not real metal. I don't think they're trying to be metal. I think they're just what they are. Is what they are.
I feel like when people say that, like they're expecting because of where they're from or where Tobias is from, they're expecting like doom fucking and like they're fucking serious about their shit.
Yeah,
like,
very gatekeepers.
So so then you've got him in the corpse paint, the mask, then he fucking belts
satanic
out
themes.
Satanic themes, but he's belting out 80s rock.
Right, yeah. As a matter of fact, like when I first discovered them, it was on an Infestism, or I can't ever say that name of that record. It was the second album or whatever it was. Just listened. I just thought I'd check it out of curiosity. I'd never even heard of them. I was doing some work in my brother's warehouse and I liked it. But the first thing I thought about them, I thought, you know what? I don't know if this is metal, but they sound like they're 60s psychedelic. And I picked that up like right away. And then I found out later on that they were kind of doing the whole 60s thing with the Papa being like they originated in 1968 and that whole.
Well, the thing that originally drew me towards them was like the lyrics and all the satanic lyrics, and I was like, I like this. It's got a groovy, kind of like a sing-along sound, but they're talking about Satan, so can't get down with that.
That's what I like about the fact that they're in the Billboard 100, even if they hit number 1, because that not only does it represent rock finally getting into something like that, but the fact that people digging it, but then they don't realize that they're digging some satanic stuff.
We're making Satan mainstream.
I mean, like, they are.
Yeah.
But they aren't too.
Yeah, because it's all about the storyline. So the original storyline was basically they're supposed to be a satanic church just using heavy metal to take over the world, basically. And,
it's working.
Yeah, and it's working.
Fucking working.
Because if you think about it, we had to deal with the PMRC in the 80s when we were like our music, about our music getting banned from satanic lyrics and people talking about devil worshippers and metal.
And all of a sudden, the explicit lyrics inside kind of shit.
Here comes Ghost with it, like doing it in your face, on mainstream radio, and but then you still got black metal bands or like Mayhem that are really fully into the satanic stuff. And I wouldn't say so much about Mayhem, but like Behemoth, I mean, I got that new Behemoth album. I mean, they're like straight up in your face anti-God. It's like, I mean, this album itself is called The Shit of God, so. It's like
I can dig it. Yeah,
they're in their face. Yeah. And then he's mainstream too. The singer Behemoth is kind of mainstream because he does like those American Idol type shows as a judge, which is in that country, like over in those countries, like in Poland and Finland, that stuff's like considered mainstream. Those guys, like the Grammys over there, you got bands like 69 Eyes and Dimmu Borgir winning Grammys, whereas over here it's hip hop and rap and pop music. People are getting Grammys for lip syncing here, but over there, you gotta really know how to play and shit.
Really, they're getting Grammys for lip syncing because I can do that.
Half of those artists, those pop star artists, I mean, they're just like Dua Lipa and stuff. I mean, they're lip syncing that shit. Matter of fact, there was that concert footage of Dua Lipa singing, and she drops her mic, and her vocals are still going, and the crowd is cheering her on. Like she finally picked up her mic after 5 minutes, and the crowd's going crazy. What if that was Milli Vanilli? They lose their career. They get their Grammys taken away from them. What the fuck, you know? If I was Milli Vanilli.
Well, I mean, in all fairness, they probably sound like shit.
Yeah, probably.
Or they don't have any stamina to do their show and sing at the same time.
Yeah. So let's get into it. So Ghost, what is Brandy? When you first heard Skeletá, the first song, what was your first thoughts before the album came out? Like what was your expectation?
So Satanized.
Yeah, Satanized was the first single that dropped, right?
Yes.
What was your first thoughts of that when you first heard it?
Okay, so my first thoughts of it were that this song is really fucking fun. Like it's super fun. It's campy, you know. So,
especially the video, right?
It's campy, but the song is campy too. Like I'm Satanized, and it's a love song. Clearly, it could be, you know, it's a love song. Now, love, you know, that could go any way, but it just struck me as like funny, campy, and fun, which is what I expect of Ghost, is for them to be. They're a fun band. The music is fun, and they're campy.
Totally.
So it was also, I think, like PR strategy wise, really fucking good choice.
Yeah,
really good choice. And then to have the thing on the website where you could like put yourself in the video and all that stuff. I thought that was just really great PR. And I think they did it right, putting that one out first.
They did, definitely some good marketing on it. I mean, that's one of the geniuses of them, is they know how to do that marketing.
Oh,
in a way that, you know, like when Iron Maiden did that with their last album, they did that whole thing where they put out these like flyers and make it sound like there was like a party going on somewhere, and then nobody knew what they were talking about, and then next thing they just dropped an album on us. And so just have to see that happening with Ghost and these newer bands that do that. It's so great to see that, and it's refreshing that we still
Las Vegas thing.
Yeah, and then like, you know, I wish they would have been able to kept their anonymity as far as not knowing what they look like, because it would have been like a modern day Kiss for like the new generation. But at the same time, even though we know what he looks like, there's still that good mystery. I don't think it took away a whole lot of the mysterious mystique about them. Is what I'm
because. They're not the same person.
Yeah, and the ghouls, I think even though a lot of people know who the ghouls are, I don't really know who they are, and I don't care to look. I like the idea of not knowing who the guys look like or what their names are.
Me too.
I don't give a fuck who those guys are.
Yeah.
It sucks that he got exposed, but then you know, at the same time, it's cool to know who it is.
Yeah.
Right.
Part of me thinks like there's a theory that maybe he purposely did that, like just because maybe he started thinking to himself, wait a second, I'm creating this like genius band, but I want people to know it was me that's doing this shit, you know. Like maybe he just found a clever way of being able to reveal himself without actually admitting that, okay, I got to reveal myself, like how Kiss did, like when they took off their makeup, you know.
Oh, man,
I remember during like Meloria, I had some friends that were like telling me about it, and they were like, yeah, it's like they get a new singer every record. I'm like, wait, no, they don't.
That's what I thought too.
About? And
somebody told me that too, not too long ago.
Same guy.
Especially when I saw the video for Cerise, and I saw the way he looked at it. He looked like a little kid, and I thought, he don't look like the guy that I saw doing the Amoeba Records singing around the same time. His face was thicker or whatever. And I'm thinking, what did he do? And that was before I even knew it was. My theory was they were changing members, like the drummer would sing one time, and then the bass player would sing. Yeah. So
somebody not too long ago was saying that to me, like the other day. Don't they like change singers every once in a while? And I was like, kind of.
Pretty much.
Sort of.
Yeah.
But let me tell you. Oh my, the poor kids at work, like, oh. Yeah. Because I'll get started and I'll be like, listen to this song.
Where do you work at? Do you work aren't you a tattoo artist, Brandy? Is that what
I am not a tattoo artist because I cannot draw. I'm a piercing artist.
Oh, piercing. That's right. Okay, so you do piercing.
Yeah.
But do you work in a shop?
I manage a shop.
Does your shop do tattoos? Do you have like tattoo artists that do, or you just do strictly all piercing?
No, tattoo artists are
So I was gonna ask how many people come in for ghost tattoos.
None.
None.
Because we don't have artists. No.
Yeah.
We're not getting one.
Just all piercings. That's cool.
Yeah.
What's the weirdest piercing you had to do?
What's the strangest? What's the weirdest piercing I've had to do?
Yeah.
I mean, I've been doing it for 15 years.
Nothing's weird anymore.
Weird. Nothing is weird anymore. I've had to deal with people that are a little weird, but piercing isn't weird.
Yeah. I guess that would be the question: who was the weirdest piercee that you had to deal with? Some guy his dick pierced to his butt cheek or something.
No. No. We're not allowed to pierce buttholes, so we learned that in class.
Oh yeah. Oh damn it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
Let me scratch that off my bucket list.
Yeah. Now I've had some people come in. I mean, clearly my industry is really based in the LGBTQIA+.
Oh nice.
And so we're based out of the queer community. The person that brought modern day piercing is a gay man, and they were all sitting around piercing each other's dicks, and then said, "Oh, we should do our nose too."
Oh yeah. That's cool.
So and so it's very deeply rooted in the fetish community as well. And I was, a little younger, and I wasn't ready. That's all I can say. I wasn't ready. And a man came in, not trans, man.
Mm-hmm.
And he had on full, long ass bright pink fingernails. And he had on bright pink, the makeup and the eyelashes and the lipstick and the platform shoes and a little like corset shirt. And he was like a trucker though. Okay. And he had a little tramp stamp on the back. And he came in to get his belly button pierced.
Okay.
And was very, very clear to me that he was not gay. I'm just a sissy. And I'm like, where's your dom at? Is she out there watching? Because, I was like, I wasn't ready. I was real new in the industry. It was probably like my first or second week. Now you can't say shit to me. I'm just like, okay, guys think they're saying cute shit like, you pierce dicks. Let's measure that thing. As soon as you say that, they're gone.
Mushroom dick.
Yeah.
All right, so Skeletá, the album cover. Let's start with the artwork of the album. I mean, this guy is an amazing artist. His name is Big Zignu. I'm gonna butcher your name. Big New Balak. Anyway, he's done art for like so many different bands. He's done stuff for Body Count.
He is amazing.
Deicide, he's a Polish painter. Possessed last album. So, and he also, he did pretty much every. I didn't know he did so many ghost albums. I thought he started doing it on Impera, but I guess he did. He did do.
Ever since the second record, right?
Prequel. He did prequel. Yeah, even like Infesticism is when he started. But I think he just did more of like art direction on that from what I was reading. But his stuff is so intricate. I want to see. I mean, I think he probably did release a video, but I'd like to see him in action to see what he does. Like, what's his damn what's his process of getting that full on detail? Like, I mean, when you look at his art, if you could take a magnifying glass up to his art, you can see little messages and little things that like that I think are hidden, right? Like,
meth.
Yeah. He's got to be.
There's a ton of shit in this album, especially like all.
Got to be on meth because back when I did meth, I drew the same kind of stuff when I did meth back in the day. I was drawing these high ass, crazy
did that
detail.
Before.
Yeah, I was hooked on it for like that and booze for.
You were so fucking square.
yeah, I was square back in the Atwater days.
Wow.
So everybody knows we all grew up, and us three are the three freaks of Atwater, California, small town. We all go way back. What, 85, 86 is when I know when I met Jude in 85. Me and Brandy got in all kinds of trouble back in our day, and 86 on, or up until like we moved to LA.
I don't know.
I think I met you around 86 or 87, maybe.
I think I was 16 or 17 years old.
Yeah. I think I was probably about.
No, I had to be 17 with the shit I was doing. I was 17.
Yeah.
Had to be.
Yeah. We got in all kinds of fun trouble around Atwater. Tore that place up, all the parties and But yeah, so I didn't get into meth though until like later on in 2000. I started with speed. I did speed in the 90s, and I just liked it too much. And,
that was because you went to Hollywood.
Yeah, I went to Hollywood and got introduced.
And that's where you started going like this. When I was like, I saw pictures of you, and I was like, oh my god, why is he cool now? But he was like a wiener. No,
right. Yeah, I always
Is that my clothes right there?
Yeah. Well, I always swore that I'd never do drugs until I started drinking, and somebody had some drugs, and I was like, "Oh, your inhibitions are down." So I tried it, and boom, 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 and wrote a bunch of crazy songs. And because when you get on that stuff, you think you're creative, and it makes you creative. Yeah. But until you're not.
I've got so many thoughts. I just can't stop writing this music.
Yeah, I'm faster than Yngwie Malmsteen on the guitar.
And then you play it back when you're sober.
Yeah, right. So the album cover is really cool. It's what do you guys think about
it?
Complicated.
I think it's awesome.
I like the foil.
It's awesome. It's very complicated. Mm-hmm. It really,
I wonder if he drew. I wonder if he drew the back too, like the actual...
is there like different ones of these or something?
Yeah, so I was going to point that out. So let's talk about the packaging. How do you guys think about the packaging? I was really disappointed that there was no booklet.
Yeah, that pissed me off.
Yeah, I was like, oh, come on, man.
But I didn't open any of mine.
Yeah. Maybe Tobias is thinking, well, I don't want them to focus on the gimmicks. I wanted us to focus on the music. So
this one is thick. This one is thick, though. Mm-hmm. I didn't open it. This one I opened because it was a Target one.
Yeah, I got the Target one. That's the one I
think I opened it. And wait.
So from what I understand, so far from what I've seen, there's two different looks. Like there's that one, and then he's got this one where he's got a different sort of thing on. And I've only seen these.
So you got one where he's sitting down.
Where he's sitting down, but he's got a different hat on, a different outfit. And then he's got on the Target one, he's still sitting down, but he's got like a different hat.
Okay, there's the back of one of those. This is my one with the Obi.
Oh wow, so that's a totally different back.
And then these two have the same back. This is the gold. This is my gold one, and that one has that back. And then this is the Target one, and it has this one. Back.
Okay.
But I also have, I wish I had them with me because I also have one of the ultra clear and black splatter ones. And I also have the wax and beans one.
Okay,
as well.
Yeah, so far I got the orchid and black splatter one, purple tint one, Twilight, which is the artist spotlight Twilight. And then the violent. And I got the cassette, which is
I'll just hold on to these.
Do you got the booklets and all the other ones, Eric?
No, there's no booklets in any of them.
In any. Do you have all the other booklets and all the other?
Oh yeah, from all the other ones. Especially, I even got the box sets too. Like I got the Imperial box set that came out. Imperial Extended.
I don't have a booklet for prequel. I think that one's only in the box set, right?
Yeah, it only came in the box set, which I got that. Look at this is the Impera.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah. That's a thick. You get all kinds of goodies in there.
You guys started me in on a bad fucking habit.
I guarantee you're gonna be like on the streets, like begging for change. I need to order something from Amazon. Give me just 50 cents because you're gonna be homeless. You're gonna sell your house. You're gonna sell your car, your dog.
I'm not gonna need to do that. I'm gonna tell my clients, look. I need a good tip.
You got to put some tariffs on those piercings.
You don't fucking tip me good, this shit's going to hurt like hell.
Yeah, right.
Put the tip in before.
That's how you do it.
The more of the tip, the less it's going to hurt. Yep. Otherwise, I'm twisting.
Once you order those few couple of vinyls, man, it's going to be all over from there. You're going to get something every day. You're going to be like on Amazon, that shit. Like,
I already have ordered an autographed. Like they only did one pressing of an album skinned. And it's autographed, and I got that, because
nice.
I was like, is skinned on here? Yeah, it's a problem.
Yeah,
thanks.
Guarantee it. It's a good problem because you're going to be able to like sell it one day and get a nice big mansion with all the collectibles. And
we're never going to sell this stuff.
I'll never sell my stuff too Yeah, if I sell it, then I'd buy a new house and I'd have an empty house with no cool entertainment because I sold all this shit. So what's the point of
all
that?
the good stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I want to tell all the Ghost fans out there who are watching, I got a surprise for you. It's a little bit of a contest. I'm going to be giving away this Ghost Papa from a Pira. He's Papa 4, right? Right. Papa 3, 4.
Yeah. 4.
We're on Papa 5 now, so it's Papa 4. What you got to do though, you're going to see the email down there, the metalblock333@gmail.com. I'm going to write down the song title from Impera album, and you have to guess which one. The first person to guess the song title that I wrote on this little piece of paper is going to get it, and it's going to be, you got till Monday to do it. Monday at midnight is the deadline. No, wait, we'll extend the deadline to about Wednesday or so. I want to be able
to. Can I enter? I want to win. I want to win, Papa. I don't have a Papa action
employees exempt, I guess. Is that what they say? No, but
I was already thinking.
I'm pretty sure no one will probably email me. So
I'll send that different one, every song off of the album from a different email.
You'd be like a spam bot, like just pretend.
I'm going to fucking win.
Yeah,
she's back there creating her new Gmail account.
Right. So you see the email. I put the email in the description. So just email me that song title, and the first one I see that gets it, I'm gonna get. If you don't hear from me, that means somebody else got it. That's how it works. And and you get this nice Papa to put in your bedroom, and because I got 2 of them, so I got this one for myself, and I got another one. Also got some patches, but I'm not gonna give these away. Did you guys get any of these with your merchandise or?
No, I didn't, but so I need to buy a patch.
Apparently, if you get the CD, I think it comes with one of these patches. Somebody in the Ghost group said that when they got the CD, it came with a patch or something. So I don't know. I got that just from the website, but yeah. So let's get into the songs.
Right.
So lyric wise, there's definitely some. So I'm not a lyric guy. Like I wasn't blessed with the gift of writing poetry or lyrics. I was given the gift of writing nice melodies that lyrics to be sung to, or whatever. But so lyrics has never really been my thing. But I know you guys are probably more into lyrics than I am. I know Brandy. I bet you got some interpretations that you want to talk about as far as what the songs mean to you. And
a little.
Yeah.
We want to start at the top of the game.
Let's start with the top of the game. Peacefield.
Okay. So Peacefield.
What we're gonna do is I want to know what the song means to you, and then I'm gonna show you everyone what Tobias said, what the song means, and then we'll see how it compares.
To me, what it's conveying, like through the first of the lyrics, is kind of like a rise and fall of history. It also talks about new generations being usurped, so it's kind of like generation after generation. We have the bullshit that's going on now.
Yeah.
And so what I kind of interpret the Peacefield to be would be like a space where you have happiness and joy and kindness and feeling good and love. But then you have this dark moon that's hanging over it, right? So that's kind of like we still have this terrible looming thing, but we also have, wonderful, great things. So these two things can coexist with each other. And at the end of it, there's hope that we don't have this evil bastard moon.
That's pretty similar to what Tobias said. He said the record is going to have a Salome in the darker. It's going to go into the darker subjects. So we wanted to set the tone for hope in the beginning, and then I wanted to add a hand to the listener. It will all be fine. We're going to go sideways now and go on a little trip. So in other words, it wants to take your hand and guide you through the darkness. That's basically what you said.
That's kind of what you get out of it. Yeah, everything's going to be okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because it all has happened before.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it was like there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
And the light is Lucifer.
Yeah. Right. What about liquor?
Well, that's you. But that's you, right? Satanist would be like, the light at the end of the tunnel is what's within you.
Yeah. I always say heaven and hell is within our heart, and the mind is the battlefield on deciding on who and what you're going to do and be.
Love is a battlefield too.
Definitely a good song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does lacrima mean? What do you think lacrima? What's he trying to say in that?
So lacrima. Do you want to go first, Jude?
Let's see. That was like a sad one, right? Lacrima is a tear.
Yeah.
Right.
Sounds to me like he's not going to cry over you anymore.
Oh yeah, I love that. Love that chorus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, I think that this song is about a really fucking toxic relationship. Though he does play on that lacrima, which does mean tears, but the whole saying is lacrima Christi, which is tears of Christ, the tears of Christ. So he kind of is playing on that symbolism. But you have, of course, in almost every song. So with this song, of course, he's talking about how he's not crying over this person, but at the same time, I hope you're feeling it too. So it's like this really toxic shit that's going back and forth, and in the middle of the night it feeds. Like, so we know what the toxicity is here. We know what's going on, right?
Yeah.
So it's going back and forth with this this toxicity and this I guess this introspectiveness that he is noticing that this shit's fucked up. I'm kind of fucked up. And then just at the end of it, the last lyrics are, I'm done.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's just really about a toxic relationship that was held together by sex.
Yeah.
What do we got here?
He doesn't really talk about the subject, I guess, on this one. He just opens up the refresh. Yeah. But I like your description better than what you said.
Even like the whole vampire theme of it is like it's sucking at you.
I heard somebody say that he's going through a divorce, and that's why a lot of the lyrics on this whole album is like kind of relationship based, and maybe that's what the speculation is. I don't know if that's just
I could
a lot of relationship kind of
stuff.
Huh?
Yeah. I could really see that through these songs.
Maybe
I could really see that.
Yeah, because this Papa seems like he's kind of got that. Like
he's going through it.
Like, he's going through some shit.
He's very introspective. This album is very introspective.
Yeah, that's what I noticed. What about Satanize? What's your thoughts on Satanize, Jude? What do you think it is?
I don't know. I thought it was a good, catchy song. I liked it.
Yeah.
I didn't get too deep on that one, but I do like it. It's one of my favorites.
Seems like it's just about being possessed over, like, just something you're obsessing about, possibly, and you're instead of saying possessed, you're Satanized, or I don't know. Like,
you're just like, it's a love song.
Yeah,
you're sanitized, you're clean.
That's what I thought the song was at first. I thought it was Sanitize.
It's a love song. What do we got up here?
He's saying being possessed by a demon, but the idea of coming off as possessed by a demon because you're in love. Oh, another thing about love.
Yeah.
So it felt like
song.
That was going to suit the record really well.
Yeah, because it's like, no, I don't want this, but I can't help it.
Right.
I'm already there. Yeah.
What are some other songs so let's, instead of going through each song regular, what about what's another song that stands out to you, Brandy, as far as lyric wise that jumps at you, and what's the meaning of it?
So the initial song that really jumped out at me was oh my God, it was Guiding Light.
Yeah, okay.
Guiding Lights. And I think the reason why is because after I really listened to it, I feel like this is something that we all go through at some point in our life.
Mm-hmm.
He's basically singing about a relationship that he has with somebody. Excuse me, dry. That he has with somebody that he feels like he can't be honest in this relationship because that honesty might fuck up the relationship. But the honesty is about this person not doing something in their life that he's already done, and they're like going down this path that he wants them not to go down. And this person is being guided by the guiding lights, or these fake things. Like you could say maybe you have somebody that you know that's a drug addict per se, and you've gone through this, and you want to be able to tell them, hey, you're fucked up, but you can't because you're afraid that's going to ruin your relationship.
I've been on that other end of it from somebody trying to tell me how, you know, and me just not listening.
And you have like also like when he's talking about his God standing before him. Well, God kind of represents your values and your morality, so it's like you're fighting against that too. So I found that song to be pretty deep and touching.
That's a good way to put it. I mean, so it's safe to say that, like I said, I mean, you put it in very good perspective, Brandy, as far as this album not only just being about relationships, but just like you said, very introspective, and this is a very deep album compared to what it was with Impera, which Impera was great, but I feel like Impera just had all these different subjects, good songs, but I feel like this seemed like more of a concept, you know.
Yeah, Impera was more like about the rise and fall of an empire.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
This is much deeper.
Yes, definitely sounds personal, deeper and more personal.
Absolutely. There's a lot of sorrow and regret and self-doubt in these songs.
You get that same vibe there, Jude? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, it does seem way more personal, way more like Brandon was saying, introspective.
Yeah.
But there's also some really there's a lot of positive songs on this one, like we were already talked about. Peace Field, real positive.
Yeah.
I like what's the De Profundis. It's like really positive about the future. And then what is it? Excelsis, talking about just like living your life to the fullest while you know do it while you're here, and you know don't wait till you're not here anymore.
Yeah, Excelsis was like the topic that I hear people talking about. Like they think it's Tobias saying goodbye, like this would be like the end of Ghost or something, but I don't think that's what it is.
No.
But when you listen, it does kind of like it does sound like you're saying goodbye, but at the same time not.
In Excelsis?
In Excelsis.
That one?
Yeah.
So it isn't though, really.
Not
because
really. Maybe just closing a chapter.
I think maybe it's more like I don't even know that it's closing a chapter. I think that it's him being honest about certain feelings, you know, like Excelsis it means like the most holy or the most high, right? It's like, of course, biblical, of course. But in the song, he's saying excel, right, at the end of each chorus, which could have two meanings. That could mean live with abundance, or it could also mean out there. So it could be transcendence or living with abundance. But at the end of it, he's saying that he's afraid of all of that too. He's afraid of death. He's afraid of what happens after. So again, like I said, very introspective. This guy
also means Excelsior.
Yes.
It's not about Stanley.
It's not about Stanley, damn it. I thought, damn, he's a Marvel fan.
If it's about Stanley to you, and that's how you interpret it, right? Then yes, it is.
Yeah. It seems to me like if this album is really based on like him going through some personal stuff with his ex-wife or wife or ex-wife now, because then they just have a kid, but damn, she must have really messed him up. I mean, like, you know, you think about Trent Reznor, that whole first album was like him just pretty much screwing over one relationship that was like, it was just a bad relationship. But a lot of people say it was about Tori Amos or whatever, but I don't know if that's true. But but you could just hear the angst in Trent Reznor's voice in that first album. So, you know, I almost get that feeling like this is very personal to Tobias in that same way. Just not as angst or angry, but emotional at least, you know.
I think it's very emotional. Like I felt like the one that was De Profundis Borealis. That song. I found that one to be pretty introspective too.
Yeah.
Because
what the heck does that even mean?
The song is Profundus was a book that was written by Oscar Wilde. I don't know if you guys are readers. So this book was right. This book was basically a love letter to his boyfriend.
Oh, I see.
And yeah, while he was in prison. So
Okay.
Oscar Wilde was in prison, and he wrote this love letter. So the meaning, or the way that the title translates is basically out of the northern abyss, right? Or out of the northern depths.
Yeah.
So when he's singing through things, well, he's talking about a palace of frozen tears. And so that's like a really cold place to be up here, cold and up north. I don't know. This is up north. It's not down south where it usually is.
Yeah.
So I feel like he's really describing the coldness and the fear that he has in his head. And then the hope of it, you know, the next day is going to be better, and the next day is going to be better. Type of thing that they got going on there. And but it's almost like it's a love song to himself or whomever is at the other end of this. Maybe to you.
Maybe to the chick he cheated on his wife with. That's why they're getting divorced. I'm just kidding.
Maybe that he didn't cheat. Maybe that because he works so hard and he's on tour all the motherfucking time. All he's got a chance to do is go home, make some babies, and go.
Yeah. It's probably like in my situation where like my ex always accused me of cheating on her because like I was in a band and the girls are coming after shows, and like I told her, dude, I'm doing everything but cheating on you. That's like I was always getting accused of.
You have to work. Like a band like Ghost, they have to work. This guy's working.
That's part of their job.
Ain't nobody got time for that shit. He's putting out fucking an album every other year, and he's touring the whole time. Like he's been
and writing in between, right?
15 years, right? 15 years straight of having tours.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
And the bands he was in before that, I mean, he was like, you know, Repugnant.
Repugnant.
And the other pop kind of band. There was a band, that pop band. I can't remember the name of them, but they were kind of good. Like they had some pretty good music, kind of pop, alternative, I guess, or indie rock or whatever. That was all Tobias, so it was like really good. Let's go through the songs and review them. Like, let's say, like, I want to get. We'll go through one song at a in order of the songs. So I'll get my thoughts on Peacefield and Jude, and then Brandy, and then we'll go around the circle. So let's start off with Peacefield. Obviously, we talked about that being this big boisterous song that's about positivity and hope. But musically, I just think, to me, this is like one of the best opening songs of any album in a long time that I've heard. Because, like, I mean, that's the most important thing about an album is how it opens. You know, the first opening song has got to just really, you know, and you know, like, I think what was a song on the last album that opened it up. I don't know why I can't think of the song title of Impera. But that was good, but this just blows it away. I mean, it's just like it's got this. And as a matter of fact, me and my coworker were like, she just finally got her car, and we're driving up to St. Helens and to our office, and she never listened to Ghost. She never even heard of them. She's more into like EDM and just dance music and stuff. So my thought, she's like, yeah, let's jam some of your music. And I go, well, okay, yeah, you got a nice car stereo. I'm gonna introduce you to some 80s metal, and so I did that, you know, and she loved all that shit. She loved Motley Crue. But once we popped up on this Ghost, I mean, just hearing that song in the car stereo, like it took you back, man, to like those times when you just blast like that big 80s anthem arena sounding, and just. And I don't know I know you guys probably heard a lot of people saying that this is a ripoff of Separate Ways and, you know, like of Journey. I mean, there's only that one line with that. Then that's it. You know, that's the only part that sounds like Separate Ways. But
it's there. I heard it when I first listened to the song, but I don't hear it anymore.
Yeah, and it's not even a ripoff. If anything, it's an inspiration. Maybe he just had it subconsciously. I always say he subconsciously had it in his mind. I do the same thing when I write songs. I mean, you hear some of mine, and you think, oh, that's a riff of Iron Maiden. No, it's twisted around. It just sounds like Iron Maiden, but it's inspired by, you know, or the
Haters
Cure.
Gonna hate.
Yeah, haters gonna hate.
Haters gonna hate.
But yeah, I just think it's a very and that riff is so hard. I was trying to figure that riff out on guitar. I learned out the first couple measures of it, but it's just the timing is so bizarre, and plus you have to tune down, which I don't like doing that. But yeah, good song. What are your thoughts on Peacefield, Jude?
Yeah, it's actually my favorite song on the record. I think it really started out strong. Great riff. Chorus is great. The lead is amazing. Lyrics are awesome. Just hitting on all cylinders. I love that song. It's great.
If you were to rank it from 1 to 10, what would you give it?
It's my favorite song on the record. That's number one.
That's mine too. So it's gonna be. I would give it a 10, right? You give yours a 10. Yeah, it's definitely a 10. What about you, Brandy? What's the song feel like to you?
So we're ranking 1 to 10. Okay.
Well, or just and describe like your thoughts on the song overall.
My thoughts on the song are overall. I think it's a good place to start.
Yeah.
I like this song. I like the imagery that it gives me, and I think that I would give it a 10.
You're gonna give it a 10. So far,
it's all across.
So the album opens up out of the gate with a fucking 10, man. That's how you do it. That's how you do it, Tobias. Okay, Lacrima. This one I really like the way he sings the verse. I mean, it's punchy, and like especially that one line where he's like a vampire. It's just like just the way he said, and then you can see his teeth like all kind of fucked up looking, and just the way he's like moving in the camera, and just a great song. I mean, and then it goes into that chorus. So what I like about it is it's like we get a little technical here, but I love the whole minor key in the verse and then going into a happy kind of major key in the chorus. Just and he does something kind of weird, like
with his voice.
Yeah, he does that cool little falsetto, and then he lands on like he's and I was like listening to it, I was like a D minor, and he's doing like a D major 7 right into the chorus, and it just glides right into
He sings very tight.
Yeah, he's got like what they call the twang kind of voice, and
he sings very tight. It's like
all up in
it's like half tight. It's not like fully. It's like half tight.
Yeah, and it's all up in. It's very up in here, and but he's got that range. He's I wouldn't say it's like Jeff Tate range or nothing like that, but he can hit those notes. And a good example is if you saw that recently where he sang the Queen song, the Bohemian Rhapsody. Have you guys seen that making the rounds? Where he sings Bohemian Rhapsody and starts off a little shaky, but midway through the song, I mean, he just nails it. I mean, he's nailing Freddie Mercury.
I really feel like it's the crowd he was playing to.
Yeah.
Like that's
bunch of old men, bunch of old white dudes.
Yeah, but then you see this point to where he switches up.
Yeah.
Like I think he went out there as Tobias trying to, and then he just switched up into Papa because that is when he really started nailing it.
That's what I thought too. Yeah.
Yep.
Because at first Brian May looked nervous, then at the end, like Brian May was like, hell yeah. Like, what is this satanic dude singing our song?
He's gonna fuck this up. Is all you're thinking.
Totally. What's your thoughts on Lacrima, Jude?
I really liked the chorus, and the lead was really great. I didn't love the main riff, kind of meh. But and it's not my favorite lyrics, but from out of all the songs I gave it, I rated it at number 5.
About a 5, okay, yeah. I'm giving it about an 8, because again, it's like maybe I think the chorus is a little. I love a catchy chorus, but I think it's so catchy to sometimes it annoys me to where like I have to like knock it down a notch. It's just I don't know. Nothing wrong with an earworm. That means it's a good song, but at the same time, it's like it could drive you a little bit crazy. But here's the thing: is like there's songs like that and Satanize that I feel like I'm burnt out on, but I still can't find myself to skip it whenever I stream this.
All right. Album. You love it because you love singing along to it.
Yeah. Sing along with it in my underwear.
You can't not sing along to it.
Yeah. How about you, Brandy? What's your thoughts on Lacrima?
I really like it. I really like like he put some imagery out there that I really like. I really like that he puts himself out there that he feels like everybody can see him.
The
video's
so cool.
Yeah, and the lyrics are great. And I also feel like it could be 3 different songs. That's just me, but I really feel that it could be 3 different songs. I would give it like an 8, 9, 8.
Yeah.
8.5.
And that's why I said because he does that such kind of a sort of dark minor verse and then going into like a major chord where it just sounds happy and all this, and that's what makes it sound like it could be 2 different songs, and which it can very well be. Yeah. What about Guiding Lights? Now this song I could actually see is if they release this as a single, which I'm surprised they haven't yet. I'm sure it's on the roster to do so. But I think this is going to get them the Grammy nomination because they've already been nominated for a Grammy before in the past. I think they even won a Grammy, didn't they, for Meloria, maybe? Yeah, no, I think they even won. Cerise, I think they even won an American Grammy, or they at least were nominated for. Yeah,
they got best heavy metal for.
That's what they. Oh, so they did get the Grammy for that. That's cool. Yeah, I remember that. That was so I can see them getting it for this if Sleep Token doesn't knock them out. I feel like it's going to be like this little battle between Ghost and Sleep Token, at the Grammys. But I think this is definitely a very powerful song. I love the key changes in it. Mm-hmm. He does these really neat little modulations and just a unique melody in the pre-chorus. And I'm a big fan of melody. Like that's the one thing that hooks me most of any when it comes to songs. I think that's the most important thing is to have a good melody. And it could even be like a familiar sounding melody that sounds like something else. It doesn't have to be something like this original or unique. I just like a good sounding melody. And this song drives it home for me. I'm giving it a 10. Oh, and by the way, I give Lackerman like an 8. Yeah, I think I already said that. But what's your thoughts on Guiding Lights, Jude?
Now, see, I ranked each song from 1 to 10. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I like them all, but they all can't be the best. Like the only one's the best, right? And then
right, yeah.
So for this one, I wasn't feeling it all that much. So this is like not my least favorite, but my second to least favorite on the record.
Yeah.
So that means number 2.
Yeah. That's the beauty of the music is it's so subjective.
Yeah.
What's number 1 to someone else is number 10 to someone else.
Yeah. So yeah.
Guiding Lights. What do you think of the title? Because it's like a soap opera. The Guiding Lights.
Yeah. It is. Yeah.
So like the lyrics were kind of a bummer, right? Wasn't it? This one I can't remember.
It bums you out a little bit.
A little bit.
I really liked the lyrics to that.
Yeah.
Because it was
like it was like kind of depressing or something.
Yeah. It could be depressing. I mean, it's
maybe
more
of like a therapeutic way, right?
It's more of like an inner fight with yourself, a little bit of a struggle to be honest with somebody or to let them continue on to fuck themselves up.
Oh yeah.
I think that this song has all the makings of an extremely well received rock ballad.
Yeah, it's definitely like I said. If it gets released as a single, I think it's gonna get out there.
Yeah,
it's gonna propel
it will. I think that the kids now are gonna love it. Because we got a whole new slew of fans now.
Yeah.
So I think that the kids are gonna love it. And I think it's a 10 for me. I love the song. I love the depth of it.
Yeah. That's unfortunate about a song like this is so big, and like if this was released back when radio was actually really happening, I think it would be number 1. But it just sucks because you can release it as a single, it'll get popular on YouTube, a lot of views, but then nobody really knows it still because no one's going to jam it in their car stereo unless they have Sirius satellite or something. But I don't know, like.
Well, they've sold a lot of records and music.
They definitely sold a lot of records, but it's just this sucks about the way music is received these days and the way it's distributed these days, and I just feel like it just because it's so easy accessible, and there's so many in this new generation that likes everything quick and fast, like.
Well, there wouldn't have blown up like this if it wasn't for TikTok.
Yeah, that's
that
true.
One fucking TikTok that had Mariana Cross on it.
Yeah. Matter of fact, when I played that to my coworker, like I said, she's always never heard of Ghost, but when she heard that song, she'll, oh my God, that's Ghost! I didn't know that. I love that song. Like, that's the band we're talking about. It's amazing how they can reach that far. What about the song Defundus Borealis? You know what this song did, man? Like this is a tease for me because again about the whole thing, I love melody and stuff. It starts out like I thought this was going to be like one of those very powerful, beautiful ballads, man, with the way that piano sounds and everything. It only lasted for like 30 seconds or 45 seconds, and it kicks in heavy, which I like. But I was like pissed off because I was like, damn, it's such a tease. It was like my mouth was watering, thinking, oh, this is gonna be a fucking tear-jerking song, man. And then also it breaks into that heavy part that doesn't even make sense with the beginning. And but it's cool because it's classic Ghost to me. The riffs are very classic Ghost sounding. Sounds like something off the Infested Sasayum, whatever you pronounce that record. But yeah, it definitely sounds like classic Ghost. Just for anyone out there, I'm going to be butchering a lot of Ghost songs and Ghost records. Hippopotamus, I think is the first one, or is that Opus Eponymous?
that one that you are talking about now, the De Profundis.
Oh yeah,
it's a oon. Yeah,
what's that song? De Profundis, right?
Profundis.
Yeah, it's a kick-ass song that I think Yeah, it's. I love the chorus. The chorus sounds like there's a song by Iron Maiden on A Matter of Life and Death called "The Pilgrim," and I was thinking, man, it sounds exactly like it. And I listened to them both neck to neck, and they're different, but it's the same kind of rhythm vibe I just wonder if Tobias maybe listened to that record, maybe it subconsciously kind of wrote that rhythm around it. I don't know, but
maybe
definitely similar, but really cool. I like I said, it just sounds like classic Ghost to me. What are your thoughts on that? I'm going to give it a 9. That's actually one of my favorites on the album.
you guys are going to rate every song a 9 or a 10.
Yeah, pretty much.
This one, I like it. I like the lyrics the most of this song. It got a real positive vibe from these lyrics. Positive for the future.
Yeah.
Overall, in the mix of the whole record, I rated it a little lower than some of the other songs. It was coming in like my third least favorite song.
Okay, Simon Cowell.
So for me, this one I liked.
Yeah.
I really like the lyrics as well because it kind of takes you on a journey of hope. A lot of these songs do take you on a journey of hope. So I really like that song, but I would say musically, I
like when he goes, and the wind
7.
blows. Yeah, the 7.
Yeah. I mean, I like that, but it's also like, blowing your light out.
Oh, yeah. Where the wind blows.
Yeah.
Well, blow me down.
Yeah. Well, yeah, with the wind blows, it's blown away your glow, man.
Right. Blow that flow. Cenotaph. Okay, this song, man, I'm trying to like it. It starts out with a cool guitar sound, and then this was thinking another song that kind of teased me. I think, wow, this is gonna be a kick-ass song. And then he starts singing that melody in the beginning. I'm just like, okay, this is kind of goofy sounding. It kind of sounds like an Irish hymn or something like that. I don't know, but then it does kick into like I don't know if it's considered a pre-chorus or the actual main chorus, but when the band kicks in, all the music kicks in. Then it starts sounding really good. But then it goes back into that goofy melody, overall, it's a good song. I'm gonna give it I rate about a 3. I'm gonna be like Jude. It's gonna be like a 2 or 3 for me. It's probably one of my. It's still one of my least favorites, even though I'm trying to get into it. Yeah.
So I liked it slightly. I ranked it 1 higher than De Profundis.
Oh yeah.
It comes in at number 4 to me.
Yeah.
The same with the main riff. Wasn't really feeling the main riff. The chorus is pretty good. Lead's good.
Yeah,
lyrics. I like the lyrics. It's like keeping memories of loved ones with you, and
what does cenotaph even mean?
I was feeling that, but
so I'm with you on that. So a cenotaph is a memorial to someone who is passed, but the body is not there. So
I thought it was a Hellraiser character or something. A Hellraiser.
No, that's a Cenobite.
Cenobite. That's right.
Yeah. So the song essentially is a memorial.
Okay.
And I first started off not liking it.
Yeah. I remember you and I both were thinking like, what is you were saying something like it reminded you of something, but you couldn't put your finger on it.
I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
But what I kind of came to the conclusion is the music to me, and I don't have that technical ability to explain things like you do, so you're just getting it how it comes.
No, it's good. That's even better.
Was so bright compared to what I was used to hearing from Ghost. Yeah. So I think that really had a play on how I felt about it coming from Ghost.
Yeah.
And then as I listened to the lyrics and what they meant, I understand why the music is so bright. You can have like really dark things that relate to death, but this was not a song about the dark things that are related to death. This is a song about his brother. Yeah. That's what I think. I think that is about his brother.
His brother? Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So because his brother died, right?
His brother passed away. His brother was like, 13, 14 years older than him, but he was like a huge influence on him musically.
Yeah.
So I honestly think because there's lyrics like through the sensation, and through the storms. Well, first time I heard it, I'm thinking sensation, but that's not what it meant. It means like when he sensationalized all of the, great things that are happening for his band.
Yeah.
And through the hard times, right? I think it's his brother that he wrote the song for, really.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. And we're talking about Tobias's real brother, right? Not the character's brother.
No, not the character's brother, his real brother.
Oh wow.
And I think that was written about him. And and even though like at first I didn't really like it, as I understood why the music was so bright, I actually really like it, and I think I would give that a 7.
Nice. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, I would have given it a 2 before, but I think it's a 7 now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure the more, especially after hearing that perspective of it, I think the more I hear it, I'll probably end up rating it a little bit higher as it goes on. And again, that's what's cool about some of these songs, and I love it, and I love a band that does that. Like if I don't like it at first, but end up liking it later, I feel like I'm discovering something new, and it's like, okay, cool, like I get it's like a breeze new air into it, and What about Miscelia Amore, which Amore is love, right? Missile Love, I think, is what probably is trying to say there. This song is Love Rockets.
Love Rocket.
Yeah, this is a very glam metal lyric type song. I love this. It sounds like Scorpions to me. Like the beginning, that guitar riff sounds like something Scorpions would do, like back on the Savage Amusement era or whatever. And it's got that big arena kind of sound to it. The thing that comes to mind is Love Gun. That's the first thing that came to mind was Kiss's Love Gun. Shoot you with my love gun, and then Love Rockets.
What do you think, Jude?
Yeah,
this is not my favorite song. This is actually my least favorite song on the record. Yeah. If there was a song I would skip, it would be this one, but I wouldn't because I still listen to it. But it's a little on the cheesy side for me. And it's not really
some cheese on it.
Yeah.
Love Rockets. Okay.
I'll give it about a 7. I'll give it a 7. Knock it down.
So this one I gave a 1.
You gave it 1. What about you, Brandy?
Okay.
What's your thoughts
So
on this?
this song is probably one of the most stalkerist motherfucking songs that I ever heard.
Yeah, I got that impression.
This is some stalker shit, right? Well, first of all, Love Rockets, that's great, but the name of the song, it doesn't translate the same as Love Rocket. It doesn't translate. It's very, very aggressive.
I see.
It's very aggressive.
What makes it aggressive? Like
it's the statement of the missiles of love. That's actually really aggressive as it translates. It's not Love Rocket
like forcing love onto somebody or something.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like you're getting this.
Yeah.
And it's like at the beginning he's got this self-doubt, like you're leaving me and I wasn't good enough for you, and now I'm gonna fucking stalk your ass until you pick me, and then like I'm gonna shoot you. Basically, what is the lyrics? I'm aiming my missile at your heart.
Oh damn.
Or something like that. I'm aiming my missile at your heart, and it's something about if you don't accept it, we're going to war type of shit. Like, it's like either accept my love or it's going to be war.
Yeah.
So love hate kind of thing. And
sound like a song I put out a couple years called I Will Find You, which is the lyric was basically inspired by one of my clients who was being stalked by her ex in a very abusive relationship, and the lyrics kind of came to my mind, and it's kind of like almost similar to that. Like it's
very stalkerish.
Yeah. That's what the song was about.
Yeah, listen to it and then be like, oh my God, because he's like trying to force her.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna love me or I'm gonna kick your ass. Like,
damn. Yeah.
So even though I don't really like that whole stalker fucking vibe about
the subject matter.
Like the song. You can't help but sing along because it is campy, the whole Love Rockets thing. It does sound like 80s sleaze metal for sure.
It's definitely...
So if you take that whole stalker vibe out of it, you can't help but sing along with it. I think, like, because Love Rock, it's just so dumb.
I feel like if Scorpions worked with like early Motley Crue, this is like the song they would have came
There
out
you
with.
go. Yeah, there you go. So I would give this like a 6 or a 7, right around in there. Yeah, because it's stalkery to me. If it wasn't so stalker, I'd probably rate it better.
Very
it's like threatening. It's a threatening song.
We gotta wonder, like, we gotta wonder what's going on in Tobias's life. That maybe his ex is stalking him, maybe, or
or maybe he's like, I don't want you to fucking leave.
Yeah, maybe he was the problem.
Because that could definitely fit in there.
Yeah, damn. What about Mark of the Evil One? This is probably one of my.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, this is a favorite of mine. I think it's up there with Peacefield for me. I don't have a lot to say about it other than just that opening melody. I love that melody and how it kicks into the verse, and it's just such a nice transition, the way it transitions into that verse, and with that really bass driven. I love those bass driven verses, like, and then when the guitars kick in, it's a good song. And I don't know what it's about. The Mark of the Evil One, I'm assuming the Mark of the Beast or something. That's a simple-minded version of it.
No, that's not it.
That's not the simple-minded version. I'm going to give it a 10, though. Definitely a 10. What about you, Duke?
Yeah. This is my third favorite song on the record. Mark of the Evil One. It does it for me all over the place. The riff's dope. The chorus is great.
Yeah.
Great lead. Lyrics. I love it when they're talking about evil stuff. So,
all
about 2 thumbs up.
So give us the rundown, Brandy. You were good at this. You're good at analyzing all this stuff.
So this song is about Donald Trump.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, you could say it's about Donald Trump, but you have to remember there's marks that are not marks on your skin. They're marks, right?
Oh yeah.
So I believe that's kind of what they're talking about, is that they're here and there. The marks of the evil one.
Yeah, so and if you think about it, if you think about the last album, had references to Trump and Pence on drawings
and Futures of Foreign Land.
Yeah.
And there was in the booklet there was
artwork.
There was pictures of Trump.
Okay, yeah.
Being kind of crucified or whatever.
Fully.
And this one had like talking about like the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And then he's talking about how the marks are everywhere. So a mark is, a mark ass bitch, like somebody. So that's what he's talking about, is that there are marks everywhere. All of these evil people that they're here and there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a great song. I think it's like super political. And he's right. Donald Trump and his MAGA suck. And for anybody out there that sees this, that voted for Donald Trump, this is for you. And if I had a strap, you could suck my big ass fat. I'd have like a 10-inch thing to shove down your bitch throat.
But before you cancel us out, MAGA, hit subscribe and hit that like button. If you're MAGA and you're watching this, before you leave,
send a donation. Send a donation to Eric for having to listen to me.
Exactly.
No. We should have had Michael and Paul on with us.
Oh yeah. I should have brought Michael on.
Trumpers.
Oh my God, that would be a problem.
Yeah, I do love my MAGAs though. As long as like I said, I mean, you gotta not hate the MAGA, but you gotta. Well, I guess there's a lot of MAGA you can't hate, but as far as like Trump is like the one that's like, you could hate Trump, but not his supporters. A lot of his supporters you can though, because I mean, there's some just serious sick fucks out there, that. I mean, if
they hate me first, they get it back.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a person that if you think a certain way, I might think the way that you think is fucked up, and I'm not going to be around you because you're fucked up thinking, but you're allowed to do that.
But it's funny because there's been a few times this month or the past couple of months I've gone hard on these MAGAs in their groups or whatever. I'm just like we're chopping each other back and forth. They're chopping me down. I'm chopping them down. And then I change the subject to music, and the next thing you know, we're like talking about cool stuff, and then we become kind of friends. And I'm like, okay, so maybe music does bring people together. Like
I think so. I think that's one of the really great things about seeing Ghost in concert.
Yeah, Ghost brings people together. Yeah, because we were going hard. What about Umbra? Umbra to me is like I think my second favorite song in the album. I just love this song. I mean, as a matter of fact, I was just trying to learn the bass line earlier because there's this one part in the bass line where he does that low, like, and he goes down to like a low D, and I was like, "What is the fuck is that note, man?" And so I tuned down my bass just to learn it because I knew it wasn't going to be able to be achieved in standard tuning. So and I wasn't going to tune down my guitar because that's just pain in the ass to fucking do with the locking nut and everything. And so my bass 4 strings, I could tune down that and then figure it out. And yeah, it's just a beautiful note the way it lands on that, you know. And but this overall song, I like the beginning because it sounds like Van Halen with Sammy Hagar kind of, you know, like a love song by them or whatever. And then it's just a great song. It's very gothic in the verses, very gothic sounding, like old school goth the way he sings it, which is really cool. And yeah, just an overall song. I give this song a 10.
Yeah.
What about you, Jude?
Yeah, this is my second favorite song on the record. Love it.
Yeah,
it's a great one.
Yeah. What would you give it? Like a 10?
Yeah, 9 for sure. I mean, it in the ranking, in the order, I rank it at number 9. But yeah, it's a great song. Perfect.
Yeah. What's it?
I agree.
What's the
I
song?
would give it a 10.
What do you think it means?
The song is about fucking.
It is?
Straight up. It's about fucking. He's setting the scene. He with the black candles and the altar. He's setting the scene. This umbra means shadow. If you don't, you're hearing shadow through the whole thing. So when he's singing about being in the shadow of the Nazarene and those parts of the song, it's equating the nasty or the profane or the obscenities that's going on in sexy time over here to holy.
Okay.
So that's why he's saying, I'm going to make you my angel, your shining bright light. He's equating these things to being holy and reverenced. So that's pretty nice. I never really think that he says really terrible things about women ever in his music, except maybe like, you've fucking broken my heart. But so it wasn't even like, rap music, it's filthy when it talks about, sex. I really, really liked this. It was very nice. It set good imagery, and I give it a 10.
Oh, nice. And Tobias, he's got a way out. Like, if people accuse him of being sexist, he could be like, "No, that's not me. That's Papa that's thinking that. Like, that's not my thoughts. It's a character."
I don't hear anything sexist from him.
Nothing sexist. Yes,
really?
No. I don't think so either.
No.
He could if he wanted to, I guess, and get away with it, probably just by saying it's a character.
But that's not his jam, though.
Yeah.
I don't feel like that's a jam. His character likes ladies too much.
Yeah, that's true. He's definitely found a way to make that character just beloved with fans.
I think at one of the concerts he told everybody he wanted to fuck them all, but he couldn't keep it up.
I want to fuck you all.
Yeah.
Like
that was great.
We're gonna pretend tonight's Friday. It's Friday night, everyone. He was like on a Monday or something. He's like, it's a Friday. You're all gonna love Friday.
Hey, well,
I like when he goes, get the fuck out of here. All right, one more song. Then you're gonna get the fuck out of here.
Their shows are great.
Yeah.
Great.
I always want to say Excelsior, but it's not. It's Excelsis. Is that how you say it?
Excelsis. Yeah.
I like the song. It's probably like I like a little bit more than Cenotaph or whatever. It's taken a little bit for me. The only reason why is because Impera had such a great closing song, which I can't think of the title off the top of my head, but it's such a great closing song, and I was hoping that this would be that same sort of big closing, but it kind of goes back to the beginning of the.
Oh yeah, that
riff.
Was the way they did that.
The way they just closed it out. Good. It sounded like how it opened up with Impera and it closed out with that same kind of melody.
Bookend.
Yeah, and I just was hoping this would do that. And then to me on this song, he's doing so many of those. I noticed a lot of this on this whole album. He's doing all these like key modulations where he's in one key and then he changes it to a totally different key. But I think he does a little bit too much in this song, where it's just kind of, to me, I've always never liked that because to me it sounds Broadway. That's what Broadway does. But it's a good song. It's just to me, I could go without it. I would never skip it. Like I said, it's hard to skip their songs, even if you don't like their songs. It's hard. Like most bands, you could skip their songs if you don't like it. But I find myself still listening to it. Even if I don't like it. But Yeah, so I'm gonna give it about us. What I give Cenotaph a 2, maybe a 3, so I'll give this a 4. You know, I'll be a little kind, give it a 4. What about you, Jude?
This is right in the middle of the record for me. I rated this as a number 6. Yeah, it was decent. You know, not the greatest, not the worst.
Yeah,
not too shitty. Pretty good.
It's definitely not the greatest album closer, but it's still pretty good. Right?
No, well,
definitely didn't close as solid as the last record.
I mean, lyrically, it probably can be, right? Like,
Yeah, but it's also, I mean, like I said, the whole album to me was really introspective.
Yeah.
And this song was very much about, you know, death and living with abundance. You know, like I was saying, there's 2 ways that some things could be interpreted. Like when he was saying excel, that could mean out there, which could be thinking about transcendence, or it could be that he's telling you to live with abundance. If you were thinking about excel in like a more Catholic sense, then it would mean to live with abundance.
Okay.
I kind of think that that's what he's saying there, because it would fall into those more biblical references. I like the song. I'd probably give it like a 7, just because it's a little depressing there at the end. But then it also, although it's depressing at the end, it also brings this unity of fear. We're all afraid to die. We're all afraid of that.
So like the overall theme of the album is not only about the introspective stuff or relationship, but the fear of death, basically, and the fear of the end, like, fearing the end, basically.
All of the things that you go through to fear an end.
Yeah, makes you wonder. Like that's why people have faith in that there's a heaven or a hell, because it's like they want to at least have something that they think they know where they're going afterwards. You know?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Like me, my faith is that I feel like I'm going to my energy will turn into some other living thing on the planet. You know, when I die, then I'll just be born into as some other living creature, whether it's an animal or another person. Maybe I'll be born as some poor kid in Iraq somewhere or something. Then I'll get killed then I'll come back as a cockroach. I get stepped on, then I'll come back again as a frog or something, and then come back again as a human, hopefully rich. In a rich
very
family.
Buddhist of you.
Yeah. I guess that's the way the Buddhists see it, right?
You're going for the whole reincarnation thing, huh?
Yeah.
Buddhist.
That's how I think. I just think we're all this energy that just keeps going, travel. I just can't picture life ever being non-existent. Like it's just gonna be life.
So why do you think you'd come back solid?
Yeah, I guess it didn't have to be solid, right?
I mean, if your body's gonna like go into the earth and shit, right?
Yeah.
Like you could be multiple trees.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, very true.
So, and you'll never fucking know.
Yeah. Or I can come back as a bacteria, or like, that's a living thing, right? Bacteria. Yeah. Well, okay, so we got that. All the songs. Skeletá, where does Skeletá rank in all the albums of Ghost? Where do you think it ranks? Like
for me,
like what's your favorite Ghost record?
The last one was my favorite record. Impera is my favorite record. I just think Impera is it was just like the pinnacle of like everything Ghost.
Yeah, I feel like they finally arrived into the sound that they've been trying to search for.
And then under that, I would put Meloria. And then I'd put the new one under Meloria.
Okay, yeah. So your top 3 would be basically Impera, Meloria, and Skeletá.
Skeletá, and then I'd go. And then after that, I'd go Infantesium, Prequel, and then the first record last.
Yeah. Okay.
Just because the first record's kind of a little different, a little.
Yeah. I like it just production. I liked it for the rawness of it. It was very raw. I like that. But
it's still good though. I mean,
it's good. But I would think like if they were just gonna end with that record, like if that was the only record they put out, that they would never be like where they are today.
Right? No, they she's like full on rock star status now. I mean, it's crazy.
It's crazy. But isn't it awesome to watch? I think it was just awesome to watch.
One of the best live shows I've ever been to. Like that and Iron Maiden, and it's like.
I feel like we got to watch Tobias grow up from being a little baby ghost.
From little baby ghost to
and so I'm like ghost. So proud of him. He's doing so good.
Yeah. What about you, Brandy? What's your favorite Ghost record, and where does this land in it? What would you say?
I would say the last one right now would probably be my favorite.
Yeah.
And I think that this one would be my second favorite, but I think it's really gonna grow on me.
Yeah.
Probably Meloria before that, but to be honest with you, I like all their songs. I don't really think there's anything that I don't like.
Yeah, I think
it's hard.
I think because each album sounds different from the other. It's hard to like kind of rank them in a way, you know. Like for me, I mean, Impera is my number one too, and this would.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Prequel above Skeletá, like I like Meloria second as well, like Jude, and I was gonna go with Prequel, but I think now that I think about it, I think Skeletá is better than Prequel just because.
Yeah, Prequel's got like a.
Prequel's good, but it goes by too fast.
It's got like a few like really strong songs, but it's got a few songs that are not
like you can't really remember them. They kind of like just kind of.
But like Impera, it's like all
the songs,
it's like a perfect 10 record. I mean, 10 out of 10 record basically.
Yeah,
like I said,
it really is.
Bangers.
It broke my own record as being the only record I've ever jammed that many times for that long. Like,
and it's the most records you own. The most
and the most like records of duplicates, I guess.
The only one I have duplicates of is I have I think I showed you guys before, but I have the Can you see?
Yeah, I got a few duplicates.
Remember when they changed their name to Ghost BC?
Oh yeah.
And then I got the Ghost one.
Yeah.
And this one has the booklet.
Okay.
And this one doesn't.
I think I did it in the original without the BC on it. I think I eventually. I know I got this CD and I got the box set of it. Yeah. I don't
fully want it if you have Ghost vinyl. So.
Oh yeah.
The red one.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It's an important song to me.
If you have Ghosts.
So, if you have Ghosts, so
oh yeah, that's a Rocky Erickson song.
Yeah, it's a Rocky Erickson.
Yeah, it's about schizophrenia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a really good song.
So,
I remember back when I first heard that, I didn't know it was a cover when I very first heard it because I just thought it was just sound like a Ghost song to me. But I love that melody. I was like, wow, these guys.
You should listen to more Rocky Erickson's.
Yeah, music. I think I did end up listening to it eventually, and it was really good.
Great melodies.
Yeah, he's a good. As a matter of fact, I didn't even know who he was until like that. Which is you'd think I would, like being an old guy, you know, old 70s music.
Well, he was kind of nuts, but he did lots of songs about like zombies and vampires and all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah,
cool fucking hippie guy into horror and UFOs and monsters.
Yeah,
all right, his goddamn mind.
Well,
all those things were probably persecuting him.
Yeah,
for real.
Well, this was fun, guys. The verdict is in. So Skeletá is a winner, and it might not be on the Billboard charts right now, but it's still in the charts of our hearts. You know, that's what matters most, and it's number one to us, right? It's number one to us. We're number two compared to Impera, but number one,
number three
this year anyway.
You know what you have to also talk about right quick is their outfits.
Oh yeah,
their outfits that they have now.
Yeah,
so I mean, I wanted to bring up that they're all stripped down into skeletons.
Okay,
yeah.
That's what.
Yeah, so they're looking more internal. I think that's what I was saying. It's very introspective. Everything is stripped down. And the name of the album is Skeletá.
Skeletá, right? Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
I love the look of the ghouls now. I mean, I love this look best out of all the looks they've had because to me it looks complicated to wear live. It seems like it's gonna be like.
I was kind of partial to the silver weird masks they had.
Oh yeah, those ones with the weird triangle type of thing.
Yeah, I kind of like those.
Those are cool too.
and the last record they looked all industrial.
Yeah,
kind of cool.
Yeah. I like this look because it looks kind of like I guess cyberpunk kind of, but also at the same time, or no, what's that Victorian kind of plague like the.
It looked a little more fabulous.
Like steampunk.
Yeah, steampunk is what I was trying to think of.
I really like it because he's, again, he's showing more, stripping it down.
Yeah.
Smaller mask. And I think that's really what the album really did was strip him down emotionally.
Strip him down emotionally. That's the moral of the story is strip down and let it loose. Oh yeah.
Swing your thing.
Yeah.
Swing your microphone like a thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And everybody leave your comments, let us know what your favorites are in this album and, where you ranks. And remember, email me at the metalblock333 Gmail for a chance to win a Papa 4 action figure. All you got to do is just guess the song that I wrote on this little piece of paper, which I found somewhere. I just dropped it on the floor. But anyway, you guess the song that I wrote down from Impera. It's got to come from the Impera record. And the first person, and you got to live in the U.S. only. I'm not discriminating against anyone that's outside the U.S., but I can't ship this thing outside the U.S. It'll just get stolen at the customs or whatever. But if
they got a guess from Impera or Skeletá?
From Impera. I want to get because it's Papa 4, so I want to focus on.
Oh, see, I sent you the wrong record.
Oh, you did. Okay,
I guess I'm not going to win.
Yeah. You lose.
We would have been accused of rigging it anyway. Yeah. I would have won.
Yeah, we're rigging.
So you might as well just give it to me because
rigging the election. The election was rigged. But so just
aren't they always?
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, U.S. only, and I'll ship it to you. If you guess the song I wrote down on the piece of paper, and I'll send you the photo of that piece of paper. That way you know it's legit. And international orders. I can't be sending this thing international because the customs will steal it, and they'll say, "Oh, devil worshippers are from the U.S." and blah 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 blah. And this thing is evil. But everyone
it is evil.
Out there in the world of ghosts, we love ghosts, right? If you have ghosts, you have everything. And I want to thank my lovely guests from Atwater, California, my high school fucking gang that we used to get in trouble with, Jude and Brandy. We got stories to tell. One of these days, we're going to do a show where we just talk about the old days and just fucking.
Oh boy, another one of those.
Yeah.
You need a show to talk about skin.
Oh yeah, okay. I have to get into skin. I know you sent me their video. I have to listen to a little bit more. I like what I heard so far, though. So yeah, skin, all capital letters, all capital letters. Yeah. We'll do a skin thing. We'll rank them. All right, everyone. Be kind to yourselves. Be kind to everyone else. Because if you're not good to yourself, you're no good to anyone else. So horns up and peace out. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.